everybody, and welcome once again. It is day 3 at the CIMB Foundation WSF World Junior Women's Team Championships, presented by Asia. We are again coming to you live from Bukit Jalil and the Nicole David Arena. This is the last day of the group matches and the last match of Pool B, and fittingly we have the hosts Malaysia taking on Canada. So first up at 11 o'clock, knocking up at the moment, Aifa Azman, the semi-finalist of the individual event, will take on Molly Chadwick, followed by Yuan Chan up against Erica McGillicuddy, and then ending with Ainaa Ampandi against Brianna Jefferson. And that order is 1, 2, 3. So straightforward in the team orders today. And once again by my side, the very professional Paul Hornsby.
You're too kind, Jenny.
I know.
Good morning. Not as professional as you. You were on court at 9 o'clock this morning.
I know. Can't believe it. Twice this week I've had a hit.
You want to be careful.
I know. That's why I've got a headache, I think.
Yeah, it's good to see the Malaysians on the court. This isn't probably going to be the match that we'd hoped it would have been, really. Canada, the number 7 seeds, have kind of really put themselves in a difficult situation by losing to Australia early on in the pool play. Although the 7th seeds, they need to win this match to make the top 8 now, which is a tough ask in the first place, but obviously resting the number 1 player signals to me that they've got one eye on trying to finish 9th now. Yeah, they don't. Doesn't give you a sense of confidence, does it, that they thought they had a chance to begin with when they're resting the number 1. So unless Australia lost to Japan, which is unlikely, then yeah, it looks like Canada won't make the quarterfinals unless they pull something miraculous out the bag today. I think it's what you might call a minor miracle. Ooh, interesting. What's got going on here, then? Headgear looks quite space agey. I see. Coach has even got one on. The coach, I think, John Hill. From Calgary, yeah. There must be Canadian flags, I take it, but they look incredible. Reindeer
CIMB Foundation,
robot.
WSF World Junior.
You won't see me wearing something like that, Jenny. Not in public, anyway.
2019 Pool B first string match.
Malaysia not taking this lightly. They've got their number 1, Aifa Azman, still 17 years of age, had a great individual.
Best of 5 games, level.
Over that, having had 3 match balls to make the final.
Yeah, it was heartbreaking stuff for her. But if things go to plan, there will be Malaysian interest in the final of this team's event. Obviously, there's a long way to go yet, but they are number 2 seeds.
One love.
And I think that they had 2 players in the last 8, didn't they? So could have a match on in the final.
Yeah, strong team. Runners up 2 years ago to Egypt, so seeded to be a repeat final. Malaysia have never won the event though, never won the team championships. Runners up 3 times. Good start by the Canadian. It's a nice rally.
She's getting stuck in right from the start. It's good.
1-0.
Molly Chadwick just 16 years of age, so great chance for her here to add to her experience on the junior circuit.
Yeah, that's right. 16 years of age. She'll be eligible for individuals next year, and then 2 years' time be back for the teams event. So plenty of opportunities left in her career.
That's nice.
And out.
Cuts it in from quite far back.
Well, just while we're in the early stages of this first game, Jenny, as you know, I need to give a shout out to 2 very special people, which are my children, Henry and Evelyn May. Both been off school today, Jenny.
Oh, really?
Not very well.
To listen to their dad, or?
Well, I think they maybe might just be pretending to feel so they can sit and listen to me. But no, Henry's actually been off school all week, so
Aw.
4-2.
not very well. So I hope you're enjoying this one, mate, and you get your rest up.
Yeah, I hope you feel better soon, Henry. He's a budding little squash player as well, isn't he?
Loves his squash, Henry. Already on the tournament scene.
Down.
Evelyn's
And
starting
out.
to play as well.
Ah,
3-4.
could have some Hornsbys on the Kiwi team or the English team.
Well, we are
Either or.
New Zealand citizens now, so they can play
Now.
for, well, Henry was born there.
5-3.
Meanwhile, Aifa Asman's stamping her authority on this first game.
She is.
6-3.
She's had so much time on this court as well. Not just the individual then, but obviously from Kuala Lumpur. Familiar arena and setting for her.
Down. 7-3.
And of course, this isn't the only match going on right now. All the last group matches in the other pools are happening just down the corridor in the back courts.
8-3.
Some big matches to decide top positions in the groups.
Yeah, some crunch matches. England taking on the USA.
9-3.
That's number 4 against 5 seeds, and then Hong Kong, who are number 3 seeds, are playing India as 6 seeds. So I think they've pretty much confirmed they'll be quarter-finalists, but it's all about the draw, who they're up against in that quarter-final lineup, which is key.
10-3. Game ball.
So put away nicely from Aifa Asman, gives her 7 game balls to try and close out this first game.
And
Couldn't
out.
quite make it on that one.
4-10. Game ball.
Boasting quite a lot, Asman, in this first game. Oh,
Stroke to Malaysia. Stroke to Malaysia.
be a stroke
11-4. Game to Malaysia.
with that, it's a
Malaysia
comfortable
leads 1
start.
game to love.
for Malaysia. Nothing too stressful about that for the Malaysian number 1. She leads 11-4, 1-love in just 5 minutes.
Well, once again, we've seen a quick game there in these pool play matches. It was a spirited start from the young Canadian, Molly Chadwick. Really came out firing in those first few rallies, but as the game unfolded, it was Aifa Asman who, as you would expect, really took control of the scoreboard, putting the ball away nicely from the middle of the court, and is looking pretty comfortable with a 1-love lead.
Well, Aifa Asman very quick to come back on for the second game. Eager to get on with the match. Canadian obviously
Malaysia leads.
needed a bit more time and
game to
advice
love.
to try and get to grips with this talented
Level.
young player. And just as we start this second game, we mentioned some of the crunch matches, including England against USA. We've got one live results. So in the number 1 string match between Elise Lazarus of England against Marina Stefanoni, it is actually Elise Lazarus who won the first game 11-9. So great start for England, because that is the string that America are going to be banking on to win.
Yeah, that's a tight match, isn't it? They both made quarterfinals, those two girls.
1-0.
Yeah.
We'll keep you posted on that.
And again, use of the boasts, a good angle.
2-1.
Yeah, Chadwick, she'd got herself there, racket fully extended, made contact with the ball, but she was not in any way balanced and stable to do anything with the ball. Better that time.
Three-1.
Nicely tidied up by Azman. Good shot, thumping drive from Chadwick. See if she can capitalise, but it's that boast
Yeah,
again.
she's onto it so quickly, isn't she?
So good at that.
4-1.
The margin is just right,
Yeah.
just above the tin.
Poor length though from Chadwick. She's got to get that ball through to the back of the service box. Otherwise it's going to get punished. Oh, think about that.
She's got some schnicker little shots from the back.
5-1.
Short backswing. Just cuts it in from quite an
Nice.
upright position almost, so very hard to read. And she's got that knack of turning her wrist and whipping it cross court from what looks like impossible angles at times.
Yeah.
Catches her opponents
Down.
and the audience, including myself, by surprise.
2-5.
Played it.
Stroke to Malaysia. Stroke to Malaysia.
I thought she
And
played
out.
it as well. It looked like she played it, didn't it?
6-2.
She did, didn't she? Did it hit Chadwick?
Oh, maybe.
Might have just clipped her.
That's casual.
Casual.
Oh, that's a good shot. Better length
And
there.
out. 3-6.
Needs to do that a bit more consistently if she's going to find a way into this match. Try to contain Azman in those back corners.
Yeah, she's got to be ready and slightly further up the court to cover Azman's attacks as well, because she
Oh, look at that. Oh,
tasted
beautiful.
It was. Taste of her own medicine there. Look at that. Second bounce in the nick.
Down. And out. 7-4. Down. And out. 5-7.
I think she's got that.
Not out.
No?
And out. 8-5.
Should have
Far
done
off.
well to get it. Wicked boast again.
Fair play.
Down. 9-5.
Better this game, I think, from Molly Chadwick.
Getting stuck in. That's what you want to see. Working hard to find a way into the match.
Chance. Nice. Oh, that's good play. Well
Yeah, well
done.
done.
She was
6-9.
onto it. Taken nice and early. There's that backhand.
It's good.
And
Yeah,
out.
just held Chadwick's movement there. She was onto the ball early.
And 6,
Stopped
game
her
ball.
in her tracks on the tee.
10-6 game ball to double the lead. This
Again,
could be it.
twisting and
There's
turning
a
all over the
chance.
shop.
She's still chasing everything down, Canadian.
Down.
It's too low though.
11-6. Game to Malaysia.
So an error to
Malaysia
finish
leads
once
2
again.
games to love.
Aifa Azman looking pretty chilled on there. Nice and relaxed. Playing some good squash. So in just 6 minutes she takes that game 11-6 and leads 2 games to love.
Well, Aifa Asman's class really shone through at the early part of that second game, taking control of the middle of the court once again, really moving the ball around beautifully. But it's been great to see that Molly Chadwick has really dug her heels in. She's persistent, she's not holding back, and she's throwing everything she's got at Asman. It was just a little bit too little too late there.
So another little update from the backcourts in that England-USA match. England being the 4 seeds, taking on USA 5 seeds. Elise Lazarus has doubled her lead against Marina Stefanoni. She's now 2 games up, winning that second 11-8. So lots of work to do for the American. As we've said, both teams already pretty much through to the quarterfinals. It's just for hopefully a better draw if you top the group. But back to this match, Malaysia looking extremely strong.
Malaysia leads.
They've beaten in Pool B Australia and Japan 3-love, 3-love. So plain sailing for them so far as they make their way through to the quarterfinals.
One love.
Oh, what a length.
Did well there, didn't she?
1-all.
Quick to turn on a backhand and then nailed it into the back corner.
Yeah, it's not exactly a shot you practice, that, is it?
No. I always quite liked it when someone did those sorts of serves.
Down the middle.
And out.
Yeah, I'd always hit a backhand drop. Oh, that's unlucky.
Down and out. 2-all. Down.
It's 2 upright.
3-2.
The Malaysian in that back corner.
She's doing well.
4-2.
As I say, she's not going away, is she, this Canadian?
No. Encouraging signs.
Down and out. 3-4. And out. 5-3.
Oh, how's that for racket for speed of hands?
4-5.
Can be quite cash at times, can't she, with the shots, quick hands. Ah, that's really good.
5-all.
Nice movement onto it, and then the little flick straight onto it. Licky dicky.
Very clever. Yeah, she didn't get the angle right on that 2-wall boast, did she?
No.
Chadwick able to
6-5.
get on and punish her.
Yeah, we saw this a lot, didn't we, yesterday with the
6-5.
stronger teams. She broken a nail, Paul?
Looks like something along those lines. She got a blood injury.
Hope it's not a blood injury.
I think it is.
Must be.
Well,
6-5.
Not quite sure what happened there, but ref's obviously happy for play to continue, which is good news for everyone.
yeah. Good weight.
Oh, well done.
Yeah, she really got onto that early and pummeled it into that back corner.
7-5.
It's great width.
Yeah, I was saying just before that yesterday we saw a lot of the more dominant teams winning the first game quite easily, and then the second one being a lot tougher.
Yeah, that's right, Jenny. The underdog really getting stuck in and getting. We saw a lot of the lower seeded players get close to winning games and then just not managing to get the last point on the board.
Oh,
And this looks like it could be heading the same way.
yeah.
8-7.
And if it follows suit to yesterday, then Aifa would come out in the third and win convincingly. So let's see.
This is the third, Jenny.
Good point. Just checking, Paul.
9-7.
Just FYI.
Be a stroke.
Just got trapped in there.
And
Would
out.
like to see the Canadian
8-9.
sneak a game.
Well, I feel like she, you know, deserves it. She's
Same.
really
8-9.
kept her intensity and work rate all the way through this match.
Aifa's still looking at a nail there, or a finger. There's 1 point in it. Oh. Don't run into
Oh.
it. You can see it happening.
Stroke to Malaysia.
Just
and
a little
out.
bit of inexperience there
10-8.
from the young Canadian,
ball.
just 16. So with that stroke, it gives Malaysia and Aifa Azman 2 match balls. Start this tie with a win.
Stroke
Ooh.
to Canada. Stroke to Canada. And out.
There's a
9-10.
little bit of distance between
Match
her and the ball, but it was extremely loose. So stroke to Molly Chadwick.
Yes, lad.
Big rally.
Saves 1 match ball.
Oh, it's a quick finish from Azman.
11-9. Match to Malaysia.
Didn't want
3
to
games
spend
love.
any longer on that court, did she?
11-4,
Absolutely not. She
11-6,
wanted to wrap it up in
11-9.
3, and that she did. But a spirited effort from the young Canadian Molly Chadwick. We'll see more of her again, I'm sure. But all in all, a fairly convincing win from the Malaysian number 1. She wins in 21 minutes, 11-4, 11-6, 11-9.
Yeah, it was not all plain sailing really for Aifa Azman, the number 1 from Malaysia. Her opponent really got stuck in, persisted with every rally, took 1 rally at a time, kept chasing that ball down, firing him when she had her own opportunities. But it has to be said that Aifa Azman is very familiar with this court, this arena, and at the end of the day she's through in 3 games and she'll be looking forward to the quarterfinals coming up.
So there we have confirmation, the first match of this tie. Aifa Azman winning that one 3 games to love against a spirited Molly Chadwick. So up next, Yuan Chan taking on Erica McGillicuddy, and then we will see Ainaa Ampandi taking on Brianna Jefferson.
Half time.
So second match of the tie, Yuan Chan against Erica McGillicuddy. Sounds quite Irish, I think. We do have very much an Irish director in the hot seat right now on Squash TV, and she is confirming that. An Irish name, but a rare Irish name. So Irish Canadian. And another little quick update from that England-USA match. Marina Stefanoni has pulled a game back, 11-2, and is up 5-1 in the fourth against Elise Lazarus. So
game on.
It is. I think that will be heading to a fifth. Left-hander. We've not seen too many lefties this event so far.
That's a good observation, actually, Jen.
About two, I think.
We've been talking a bit this week about how impressive this arena is. Nicole David Arena. You probably can't really tell from the pictures that you're seeing on the screen just how big and how high this stadium goes up. It's absolutely spectacular. And I think if we can get Malaysia through to the finals, which they're obviously heavily seeded to do so, I think we could see a nice full arena on finals day on Friday, which would be lend itself to quite the experience.
Yeah, it should be brilliant if they get through. It does, as you say, go pretty high up, this arena. But yeah, still a long way to go. Hong Kong and England, the 3-4 seeds, so likely to meet them in the semi-finals. Definitely not a walkover.
No, of course. I mean, from this evening's session onwards, I think the matches are going to be a little bit more focused, a bit more tense. Huge amount riding on it.
So far on the glass court, they've all been pretty one-sided, haven't they? We've seen the top seeds take on some of the lower seeds in the group.
Yeah, We've not seen one match go against the grain, have we?
Well, they've all been 3-love, haven't they?
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm sure quarters onwards will be different. That's when it starts getting spicy.
Yeah.
Nice tense team matches.
Can't beat it.
As long as you're not involved.
Yeah, it's much easier from where we're sitting. Yeah, it can get pretty nerve-wracking on the bench.
CIMB Foundation.
I always think it's harder sitting on the bench than it is for the people who are on the court.
It is.
Not that I've ever been in that position, Jenny, but you
You
can
must have
probably...
played a few
Pool
team
B,
matches.
second string match
I didn't actually.
between Erika
Played a few test matches for England, not
of
world
Canada
champs though.
to serve, Chan Yuan of Malaysia to receive. Best of 5 games, love all.
So here we go. Erica McGillicuddy, 17-year-old from Canada, to start proceedings. The second match of the tie. That's nicely put away.
And out,
Good start.
1 love.
Well, the timing's
2
fairly
love.
spot on so far. Jan Yuan.
Oh dear.
Oh,
3 love. Down. 4 love.
it's an interesting thing to do. I mean, I don't know the team information, so maybe the Canadian number 1 is
Down.
injured
And out.
perhaps or
1,
ill, but
4.
I'm not sure why you wouldn't play your full strength team when it's pretty much your last chance to go through.
Yeah.
I guess you, if they're resting, more interested in coming 9th.
Finishing 9th, yeah. It's a bit of a grim place to
Down.
be. I've experienced that with New Zealand
And
teams
out.
before when you've come
5,
with high
1.
hopes and expectations of finishing in the top 8 and even being seeded in the top 8, and then that realisation that at best you can finish 9th is
6, 1.
so tough to pick the players up and
Well, that was the big match in this group, was Canada and Australia, and I think in that it was 1-1, and I think in the deciding match the Canadians did have match balls, but the young Aussie girl must have done extremely well to come through, because that was the crunch match.
yeah, I mean that must make it even worse.
7,
Yeah, I know.
1.
But having said that, it's probably, if there is any positive element of that, is that it was the first match of the pools event, so at least they've had a few days to come to terms
8,
with it and
1.
Yeah.
refocus for the remaining matches, because they're going to have, after this one they'll have 3 more.
Oh, she's got it. But yeah, it's a blistering
9,
start
1.
from Chan Yuan. Malaysia arresting their number 3 player,
Down.
Kayan.
Hand out.
We'll be seeing the number
2,
4 in the
9.
team play next. Oh, she's got it back. Ah,
Scrambling
oh,
going on in this
needed
rally.
to-
Hand out.
Needed to half volley or
10-2
volley
game
that
ball.
before it died in the back. So 10-2, very quick first game here. It's nice.
Well, although she does look very comfortable on there, Chan Yuan, she is having to get some decent shots back,
Hand out.
showing her athleticism.
3-10 game ball.
Yeah, they're always pretty good athletes. The Asians, very nimble, very quick off the mark. Usually quite springy. Oh, she was all over that.
11,
Lovely
3.
drop to finish.
Game to Malaysia. Malaysia leads
So,
1 game to love.
Again, similar to the first match, it is the Malaysian that leads pretty convincingly. Just 5-minute game. She leads 1-love, 11-3 to Yuan Chan.
Well, it was really one-way traffic for the most part of that game. Yuan Chan looking very composed, very focused, very comfortable out there. Erica McGillicuddy started to find a range a little bit towards the back end of the game, but even when she was finding the extreme areas of the court, Chan Yuan always had an answer to it, showing how athletic she is, and she's well in control so far here.
So again, quick update from the England-USA match. It is now 2-all between Elise Lazarus and Marina Stefanoni. Elise leading 3-2 in the early stages of the 5th. So whoever wins that sets up their teammates. They can relax a little bit. Pressure's on when the first string is lost. It's a big match going on down there, but we are concentrating
Malaysia
on what
leading
we have
1
on the
game
show
to
court,
love.
which is at the
Love.
moment Malaysia dominating Canada. So can it change? I think it's a bit of a tough task.
Well, from what we've
1
seen in this
love.
match so far, it's pretty comfortable for Chan Yuan. She's
2
miscued
love.
that return of serve again. Just looks like she struggles high on that forehand volley. A
Yeah,
bit flat on that forehand
she does.
technique.
Technique probably needs a little bit of improvement, but again, it's not easy on there on these glass courts, and would imagine that she's hardly
Down.
played on a glass court. And if someone
3
chucks up
love.
a high ball, the lights are definitely brighter than what you're used to, so it's difficult.
Oh, she scraped that one back there.
And out. 1-3.
That's a
Think
bit
she
of a
heard-
hit and a hoper,
I
but
think she heard what we were saying,
Yeah.
Jenny. She had a point to prove. That's well
Good.
straightened.
2-3.
sometimes she's got a bit of a kind of hooky forehand going on. They can be quite deceptive
That's
again.
right, yeah. It can work in your favour as well if
3-all.
you know, if you don't keep the ball nice and tidy against someone that's got a unusual technique.
Yeah. Reminds me of Alison Waters.
Right.
When she was little, she was a tiny little thing.
Yeah.
She's still pretty skinny
And
now.
out.
She had a
4-3.
massive straight forehand, which you'd think technically was pretty bad, which it was, to be fair, she won't mind me saying. But it was so hard to read. She'd bez in this little thing and then just massive forehand, straight arm it past you. And now she's probably got one of the best forehands
Yeah,
in the game.
she's worked hard on a technique with Paul Carter and DP over the years, hasn't she?
Yeah, Paul sorted her out,
5-3.
forehand especially. Nice. Sold the straight and flicked it
6-3.
across.
Just let
Just let 6-3.
She's got a racket trapped.
Yep. Well done.
Hand out.
Confident
4-6.
hit. Nice low kill. So again, these Canadian girls have good attitudes. They really get stuck in and do their best.
Down. 5-6.
1 point in it now. Oh, that's nice.
Hand out.
So casual,
7-5.
the Malaysians. They just chop it in.
Yeah.
And body language,
Yeah,
pretty
casual,
chilled.
aren't they? I always used to think watching Loie Wern, she looked so chilled out on
Yeah.
there, didn't
She definitely did.
8-5.
she? She's back playing now, isn't she?
Yeah, she's been doing really well. She's won a bunch of tournaments last summer, 10Ks. She was in Australia. It's nice to see her after, I think, her knee operations. She's had 2 or 3 knee operations.
9-5.
So great to have her back on tour.
Down.
Almost made it.
She did.
10-5.
Option that
Game
she had
ball.
remaining, deep in that back corner. Oh, beautiful finish.
Hand out. 6-10
how
game ball.
high she is above the ball as she plays this.
What a finish. So still game ball. Chan Yuan. It's nice.
And see the athleticism from Yuan. Gets control of the rally again
Oh,
and
it's
finishes it
lovely
nicely.
stuff. Yeah, great stuff to
11-6.
finish.
Game to
Yuan.
Malaysia. Malaysia
With a
leads
good
2 games to
performance
love.
by Erica McGillicuddy there. She's given the Malaysians something to think about, but still just 5 minutes. It is Yuan Chan who wins that game 11-6 and leads 2 games to love.
Well, it was an identical game in terms of the duration of it, but it was a different story on the scoreboard and the way that the game unfolded there. The Canadian player keeping herself in touch. She's chasing a lot of stuff down, managing to pull a few shots out the bag, which just unsettled Chan Yuan slightly. Gave her a bit to think about, but her athleticism is really shining through, and with a 2-love lead, looks like closing this out now for Malaysia.
And once again, we do have the final result of Elise Lazarus against Marina Stefanoni. And it is the American who came back from 2 games to love down to win 11-7 in the 5th. So what a win. Game of 2 halves by the sounds of it. And it's Stefanoni in the USA that are leading that tie. 1 match to love. So the English girls under pressure. Can't say the same for Malaysia here though. Very much one-sided affair so far.
Malaysia leads 2 games to love. Love all.
But Canadians showing good spirit as they always do.
1 love.
Always enjoy the Canadian teams. They're always some of the most friendly players. Always good girls and
love.
guys. Good fun. Lovely part of the world too. And
Yeah, well,
give a little shout out to my brother's club and my brother if he's watching, David
3
Dunkoff,
love.
coaches at the Glencoe Club. So hi to all the kids there. Keep up the good work.
yeah, hope you keep him well, Dunny. Me and your brother go back a long way, as you know, Jenny.
Yeah, you do.
Down.
Great to see him at the Canadian Junior Open this year.
Hand out. 1-3.
A lot of fun.
I'm sure.
Hand out. 4-1.
So a quick start to the 3rd.
Hand out. 2-4.
Slightly fortunate, clipping the sidewall there.
Chan Yuan adding to the skid marks on the court.
Floor could be completely white by the end of this event.
Down.
Okay.
Hand out. 5-3. 2. Six, 2. Seven, 2.
Some more accurate length play here from Chan Yuan. Ooh, that
Down.
is tight though.
And out 3, 7.
Well, as we've seen,
4,
Canadian player
7.
refusing to go away quietly in this game. Couple of points back on the board.
Just
Stroke to Malaysia.
pulled it away
Stroke
from the
to
side
Malaysia.
wall, dragged it back to herself.
And out 8,
Just a
4.
quick update again from the backcourts in the Hong Kong and India match. It's Hong Kong leading that one 1-0. And their second string player is 1 up as well, so Hong Kong looking good for that one.
They're the higher seeded team
And
in the
out.
match, aren't they?
5, 8.
It's India.
And also in this pool, Australia are 1 up against Japan, so it's not looking good
6,
for Canada.
8.
And there's slim hopes of making it to the quarters.
It's like from court
So
game.
good that movement
Yeah.
though
And out
from Yuan.
9,
I mean, she
6.
makes it look easy, but it's not at all. It's not a bad. It's a good little drop, and look at that speed
Gets it tight
across.
as well.
Yeah. You see the puff of the cheeks.
Stroke to Malaysia. 10,
So-
6.
Again,
Match ball.
fairly quickly, she's got herself 10-6 up, match ball to put this tie to bed. And there it
11,
is.
6. Game and match
Nice
to
little
Malaysia.
finish in the
Malaysia
back
wins.
corner.
11-3, 11-6.
Good effort
11-6.
from Erica McGillicuddy. Hope she enjoyed herself on there. But it's difficult to get on the scoreboard. So in the end, it was just 17 minutes. Yuan Chan winning 3 games to love, 11-3, 11-6, 11-6.
Well, that performance from Chan Yuan confirms that Malaysia will progress as the top team in this group. Impossible for any other scoreline now. It was a good effort from the Canadian Erica McGillicuddy. She kept pushing and digging deep. She tried to extend the match as long as she possibly could, but the overall consistency and accuracy as well as athleticism from the Malaysian number 2 was too much for her to handle, as Chan Yuan seals the deal for Malaysia.
So as my co-commentator Paul just said, they have sealed the victory, and Malaysia have convincingly topped the group, and so far in this tie convincingly beating the Canadians. So we've had Aifa Asman beating Molly Chadwick 3-0, and we just saw Yuan Chan beat Erica McGillicuddy 3-0. So next up we shall see the number 3 strings, Ainaa Ampandi, taking on Brianna Jefferson.
Half time.
Okay, folks, last match of this tie. We've got the number 3 strings, Ainaa Ampandi and Brianna Jefferson. So one more match to go. And as we have been mentioning, there are other final group matches going on the back courts down the corridor. And you can, if you'd like to watch those, log into wsfworldjuniors.com/watch and get all the live action from some very tight matches down there too. But I'm sure a lot of you, I hope a lot of you, will like to stay with us here on the show court and check out these guys. Canada looking to try and get a point on the board, get a match on the board against the very strong looking Malaysian team.
These quarter-final lineups are starting to take a little bit of shape. We don't have confirmation what the draw looks like. What we do know is that Malaysia have definitely topped this group, and Australia will definitely go through as second place.
Time.
You would also have to assume that Egypt will be finishing top of that group, and Switzerland are in a position where they have sealed second place in that group, which is Pool A.
Yeah, I think I just saw some results saying that the Egyptians have won the first 2 matches, 3-love, 3-love.
So that confirms that Egypt will play Australia and Malaysia will play Switzerland at the top and bottom of the quarterfinals lineup. The 2 middle matches are the ones that are the nail biters as we stand.
Seyambe Foundation WSF World Junior Women's Team Squash Championship 2019. Pool B third string match. Ainaa Ampandi of Malaysia to serve. Brianna Jefferson of Canada to receive. Best of 5 games. Lavo.
So here we go. Can Canada make any inroads into this Malaysian team? Both these girls just 17.
Down. 1-love. Two-love. 3-love.
Another quick start for the Malaysian player. Wasting no time, opening up a lead on the scoreboard. Got a little bit of an interesting story about this arena. If you want, Jenny.
Go on then.
Yeah. So I was talking to Andrew Cross earlier on. Of course, this whole facility was built for the Commonwealth Games, wasn't it?
98.
In 98. So That's when this arena was built. And
Five
I asked him if it had ever been used for anything else, this arena, and he said that on one occasion they used it for a function. So they took the glass court out and had a function in here. And apparently when they were putting the court back together, they actually broke it.
Ugh.
So they decided that they'd never do that again.
So did they get a new court? Because this isn't the same court that it used to be.
No, that's right. It used to be a bright yellow one or something.
Yeah.
Hand out.
So I don't know actually. I
So
don't know whether it
maybe
was
that's
this
the
court
one
that
they broke and then they brought this one in.
could be.
Well, this one's nicer than the last one, so maybe it was for the best.
Yeah. More modern. You could have all sorts in here, couldn't you? Boxing,
Good.
Hand out.
Snooker,
snooker, it'd be like the Crucible.
2-6.
UFC. Everyone loves that these days.
All of that.
Out.
That is
Hand out.
a beauty of a straight drive there
7-2.
from Ampandi.
Struggling a bit on the serve, isn't she?
8-2.
Oh,
It's going to be a stroke.
got a little
Yes,
bit
Dad.
mixed up there.
Yes, let.
And
Maybe it's
Brianna
not going to be a
Jefferson.
stroke.
8-2.
Was that a let?
Let
Okay.
ball. Delicious.
Yeah.
9-2.
See a lot of nice boasts today. Just catching Brianna on her toes, feet, flat-footed.
Up. 10-2.
So racing to a 10-2 lead. It is Ampandi's first game ball. Let's see if she can close it out on the first.
Hand
That
out.
was out. So one saved.
3-10. Game ball.
Stroke to Canada.
Go to Canada. 4-10. Game ball.
Uh,
11-4.
Just a little bit too far away from her, so
one game too low.
it's more wins for the Malaysians. Taking that first game again pretty comfortably. In just 5 minutes, Ainaa Ampandi leads 1-0 11-4.
Well, 5 minutes seems to be the popular time for these games. I think the last match, every single game was 5 minutes, but it was more dominance from the Malaysian. It was a quick start to the game, opened up a huge lead earlier on. Brianna Jefferson looking like she was really struggling to get into the match, but she got a couple of points on the board to keep it looking respectable, and she'll be trying to figure out a way to contain the Malaysian as we start this.
Malaysia leads.
So quick.
1 game too low.
Quick update on the USA-England match. The second match is England's Alice Green, who's taken the first game 12-10. So I'm pretty sure it's going to be tense stuff
yes.
down there.
Not a lot in it.
No.
1 low.
Not too tense for the Malaysians upstairs on the show court right now. Everything going pretty swimmingly. It's a nice little drop.
Too low.
Shark. It was.
Quickly taken in by the young Malaysian.
Yeah, takes it nice and early. On top of the bounce. Oh, that looked like it clipped to me.
Hand out. 1-3. Hand out. 4-1.
She's played it that time.
5-1.
She did. She's
Good to see.
comfortable
She looked like
enough.
she was stopped for a second, but
It's a 5-1 already in the second game.
Yes, lad.
Yes, lad. 5-1. And out. 2-5. Out.
Hey. Is that
3-5.
blue great?
it's taking a bit of a pounding this week, isn't it?
It has.
And out. 6-3.
Obviously, you've spent more time on glass courts than I have, Jenny. But why would there be a grate there? Is it to blow air conditioning in or something?
Probably, yeah. Hopefully, because it's pretty hot and sticky out there.
And out. 4-6.
Well measured width there from the Canadian. Back into it in the second. Not any fight on the lob though there, was
And
it?
out.
More of a feed than a lob, unfortunately, for the Canadian.
7-4.
All the sponsors on the court, and all the boards around there. CIMB Foundation sponsoring this World Juniors. CIMB Bank have done so much for squash in Malaysia over the years. Been a long time sponsor of Nicole David. All of our Malaysian Opens, KL Opens are often sponsored by CIMB. Always putting money into grassroots Malaysian squash.
Yes, lad.
Yes, lad. 5-7.
So she's still in this, Brianna Jefferson. She's done well. 2 points in it.
Down.
Oh, led off the hook. It was a loose
6,
shot into the
7.
middle. You tend to see a couple more errors once it gets a bit tighter on the scoreboard.
Yeah, she's competing well. And I've said it about all of the Canadian girls, even though they've been up against it.
7-all.
They've never gone away easily.
She'll take that.
She's actually, she's played some really good, accurate, proactive squash, and just as I say that, she
Stroke to
nails
Malaysia.
one down the middle of the
Serve to
court.
Malaysia. Hand out. 8-7.
It's
Doing
good
well.
retrieving.
It is. So she'll get that
Side wall.
chance. She's done
Yeah,
it.
well played.
Very well done.
8-all.
Well, I think we're more excited than her teammates. Oh, there was a clap, but
Just tapping the armrest there.
that was a great rally. She dug in and then finished it nicely.
She's not going to get that back though.
And now,
Ball just pops out there again. We've seen it from all of the Malaysian players. Great hands, great touch. And anything in the middle area of the court, you can just work that ball so short in the court.
Oh,
Well
yes.
played.
Well done, Brianna Jefferson. She's really finding some form in this second game. Look at that. Like a dart into the back. It's a 9-all. Can she sneak Canada's first game in this tie? Ooh, interesting.
Stroke to
Ooh. So she's got the stroke, which gives her Canada's first
Canada.
game ball.
to Canada.
Will she be able to convert
10-9
it?
Game ball.
Ah, that was
How
just,
cool she was.
I know, no pressure there, was
Player
there,
must win by
in the
2
Malaysian
points.
racket?
She didn't look that cool from that angle, did she? She looked a bit twitchy.
Bit twitchy. 10-all. Tie break time. Oh,
She's gone through and played it. That's a poor error, really.
she's doing well. She's
11-10
competing really well
game
here,
ball.
Brianna Jefferson. As long as she can keep the ball out the middle, she's doing all right.
Ah. 12-10.
Lucky.
Game to
So
Malaysia.
a
Malaysia
relieved
leads 2 games to love.
Pandy, I'm sure, coming off there, winning that tie break, saving 1 game ball. So once again is Malaysia leading, and Ainaa and Pandy leads 2 games to love, 11-4, 12-10.
Well, it was really by far the closest single game that we've seen in this Malaysia versus Canada tie. Brianna Jefferson doing so much good stuff in that game. She got tantalisingly close to levelling the scoreboard at 1-all. She just seemed to lift the levels of accuracy in that game. Made Ainaa and Pandy do much, much more work, but in the end just put too much on the Malaysians' racket, and she managed to close that game out 12-10.
Another update in the England-USA match. In that second match on the Alice Green against Olivia Robinson, it is now 1-all. Olivia Robinson taking the second, 12-10. So 2 tie breaks, 12-10, and 1-all in the second match. And once again, if anybody would like to watch any of those group matches on the backcourts, you can head to wsfworldjuniors.com/watch.
Fifteen seconds. Malaysia leads.
As
2 games
Paul
to
said,
love.
lovely vocabulary, tantalisingly close.
Love all.
Brianna Jefferson came in that last game to nicking one for Canada. Couldn't quite manage it. They are pretty composed, cool customers, these young Malaysians. And you have a slight feeling that could be the closest chance Jefferson gets
2
to
love.
stealing a game.
She's stepped up a level here by the looks of it, Ainaa and Pandi. I think she and the Malaysian team want to go and watch the England match. Look at this, irresistible.
3 love.
Great stuff. She's not missed anything yet in this game. Tight.
Oh.
4
Rapid
love.
fire from the Malaysian.
Even a serve looks quicker, doesn't it? Yeah, she's in a hurry here.
5 love.
Is there a bus leaving soon or something?
It must be. Got a lunch date. Oh, clever. Pretty cool. Cool
6
customer.
love.
Ainaa and Pandi. Yeah, I think Brianna Jefferson needs to
7 love.
stop this steam train somehow. I don't know if it's by tying a shoelace or anything like that.
Yes, lad.
Yes, let. 7 love.
I think that was the right shot to play, Jenny, there.
It wasn't.
Probably under so much pressure from the pace of the Malaysian. She's not quite thinking clearly in this third game.
She hasn't really had time to think, has she?
Yeah.
Could have been onslaught at the start. Oh,
Yes, lad.
Yes, let. 8 love.
Well, after the performance she put in that second game, it would be a shame if she can't get a point on the board at least in this last one, but it's not looking
9
likely.
it's not looking great, and I have a feeling that young Ainaa and Pandi could be a bit harsh here.
Really,
Yeah, what do you think?
looking for the bagel.
Oh, she didn't.
Stroke to Canada.
There we
That
go.
was
She
Canada.
didn't deliberately hit that loose either.
1-9.
Well, I felt she was sort of looking at the referee there, a bit of desperation, like, come on.
Just help me out here, mate.
Yeah. Give me a break.
Definitely doesn't deserve to get bageled. Never a fun thing to be on the end of. But
And out.
it is
1.
a very
Next
strong
ball.
game from Ampandi. 10-1 in cruise control.
Stroke to Canada.
Loses
Stroke
one
to
of her match
Canada.
balls,
And out.
but I'm sure it's
2-10. Match
not
ball.
enough to stop this Malaysian steam train rolling on. Ah.
11-2. Match to Malaysia.
Oh, so
3
yeah,
games
we got
to
the hug in the
1.
end. Can always be a little bit
11-4,
awkward.
12-10.
It was
Shaking
very
hands.
awkward, wasn't it?
Do we hug? Do we kiss? Do we not? So with that, it is Malaysia taking the tie, and it's string 3, Ainaa and Pandi in 20 minutes, beating Brianna Jefferson 3 games to love, 11-4, 12-10, 11-2.
Well, we went from the longest and most competitive single game of this tie to by far the quickest and most one-sided game of the tie. Ainaa and Pandi wasting no time there, just running away to an unassailable lead against Brianna Jefferson. She's got a lot that she can sort of take from that match though. She dug deep, got really well stuck into that second game, but it was the class that shone through from the Malaysian number 2 team, and we'll be seeing those in the quarterfinals match later on this evening.
So there you have it. It is Malaysia who convincingly top Pool B with a 3-0 win over Canada. Aifa Azman, Yuan Chan, Ainaa and Pandi all beating their opponents 3 games to love. So they move on to the quarterfinals. We will be back again at 6 p.m. local time. Quarterfinal lineups yet to be confirmed, of course. There are still group matches being played out that we're going to head down to watch. Hope you enjoyed our coverage so far today, and we'll see you again later.